What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video, we're going to be talking about images. We're not going to be coding per se, we're going to just be talking about it. I want to show you why we're doing the solution that we're doing with the images. So we're going to be talking about 3 ways you could actually save an image and what's the better way, right? And I'm going to tell you why that's the better route for this particular project. Now, the other solutions might be viable for other projects, and I'll show you an example for that later on. But for this project, we're going to be talking about one specific solution and why it's better than the rest of the 3. All right. So the first method of what's it called? Storing a database or storing an image is, let's say you have your client right here, right? You have your client that goes directly to your server right here. Or, oops, let me actually remove that. It goes to your server, right? And then your server goes to your MongoDB, so DB, okay? Now, obviously, you might have thought about it already from the top of your head. Once we submit a tweet, we're going to be saving all that with the image to our database, okay? Now, can we just agree on that images are not such a small file? They're not small files, okay? All right, let's talk about the pricing for MongoDB, okay? Let me actually pull that out. Here we are. Let me actually delete that stuff. All right. So our storage for our MongoDB right now, we're running the free one. Let's just take a look at the free one. Let's just take a look, right? So our free is 512 megabytes, which is nothing for images. It really ain't. If you have a phone and I'm pretty sure nowadays, it's like 16, 32 gigs, 64 gigs that you get in your phones, probably even more than that. But let me just say 16, just so you know, 16 gigabytes. I'm pretty sure you already have that filled to the brim. Like you need a SD card or something like that on your phone for more extra storage, you know. But 16 gigs isn't, let's just say that 16 gigs for one user isn't even enough, right? You need a behemoth amount of memory. So 512 megabytes isn't that great, right? But it's free, so that's why we're using it. The only reason we're using it is to store string types, text. That is it. No files. This is the only reason why we're using this. Now, like I said, if you want to do images, we're gonna need a bigger storage. And like I said, 60 gigabytes is just for one user. So 5 gigabytes is $25 a month. All right, that's not good enough. So let's go to dedicated clusters. We're not even going to talk about multi-regional clusters because we don't want to go global. We just want to do, a specific place, which is US. So let's look at pricing for this. For one user, okay, 2,000 gigabytes. Look at this. That's a fair amount. But check this out, $21, and this is per hour, guys. $21 per hour. That's probably half of what you make an hour, right? If you're a developer, that's probably half of what you make an hour. Holy hell. God, dude. I'm just thinking about that right now. God, that's a whole lot. But let's take a look at the first one just to get a comparison, because I already did the math on the first one. For 10 gigs at 0.08 cents an hour, that's $57 a month. That's a month. $57 a month. That's a good amount of money, right? And this is all just to show you that storing images into MongoDB is, that's just, if you have money, then do it, but there are better solutions. That's why we're talking about it in this video. So this is not the route we want to go. This is way too expensive. All right, what's another route we could take? All right, so another route, and we've done this before in one of our series, is we have our client, and then obviously we have our server. But we all know that a server consists of 2 parts. We have our actual server, and the server is binded to a hard drive. We could save the images inside this hard drive, right? We could save it inside this hard drive that it comes with, the server comes with, which isn't a bad, it's not bad. It's pretty fast as well, right? Now, don't get me wrong, guys. If you're using your own server to host your website or to do all these tweets and all that stuff, you could attach however many hard drives you want in this in this server, right? You could attach a behemoth amount of hard drives into this server. That's not a problem. The problem is that we're not using our dedicated servers. You didn't build one. It's in your house. You know, you're 2 feet away from it. No, we're using AWS or anything. Let's just say DigitalOcean. Now, how DigitalOcean does it is that you cannot bind multiple hard drives to this one server. DigitalOcean doesn't work that way. What you would have to do once this hard drive gets full is actually create another server over here, which is another server, a copy of your server, and another hard drive. And now, let me actually get rid of this because we don't need this no more. And now you're gonna have, oops, not right there. You're gonna have a load balancer deciding where you should go, to this one or this one, right? Now the problem with this, once this gets together and all that stuff, is that let's say that you did save your image right here, right? But like I said, it got full. Now we need another hard drive. Let's say that you're the user, right? Your first visit was to this server right here, and then your second visit is to this server right here. Well, the images that you have are in this server, so you know that's how you could see where the problem comes in, right? It doesn't do very well scaling horizontally. Now, if you don't know what scaling horizontally is, I have videos about that. Don't worry about it, but it's not going to do very well scaling horizontally. Now, there is a way around this, but that's just, honestly, guys, that's way too much work. That is way too much work. Now, that example that I have for this one right here, I think it's called Simple. Let me actually put it up. Hold on. Okay, right here. This one, I think it was this one. Or Advanced Express. Wow, God, which one is it? I think it was this one. This one where we saved our images, right? Yep, here it is. Yeah, this is it right here. Handle file uploads and process images. This example right here, what I drew right here, is an example. Where's my pen? Oh, right here. This is an example of this video right there, where we actually save it to the hard drive dedicated to that server, which is not a bad thing for this particular for this particular project. The reason why is because we were only saving profile pictures, and this profile picture we actually have a limiter. We use Molter. I think it was Molter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we used Molter. And we just set a limit on like how big the file image should be before we save it. If it was bigger, we will give out an error message. If it wasn't, then we could actually save it. We actually had a limiter. Like I said, it was only for a profile page or a profile picture. So that's not that bad, you know, especially if it's just for profile pictures, which are going to be 45 pixels by 45 pixels maybe, you know, and that's going to take, I'm going to just say at most 20 kilobytes. Which isn't that much. So that's, like I said, this is a good solution. This could be a good solution for that kind of, you know, project. But that's not the project we're building, okay? So what's another way we could actually do this? Well, I'm pretty sure you already know since I said it in the intro video of this series. We have our client, we have our server, and then we have our AWS bucket, AWS S3 bucket. Now there are other platforms you could use. You don't have to use AWS. You could use Azure, whatever, file storage. You could also use Google if you wanted to as well. There are different platforms that you could use, and any of these could be fine. Or they're fine. The things that we're going to be doing with AWS S3, you could actually do it with any other platform that you want. It might be a little bit different, but the concepts are the same. Now you might be wondering, okay, why would we do this one? Well, let me actually show you. Let me show you the pricing on these. Where is it at? Right there. Look at that right here. Let me get rid of all that stuff. All right. Look at the pricing for this stuff, man. 0.023 per gigabyte. Now, guys, that is not that much money. That is not a lot of money. Let me actually do the quick math on that. Let me pull out my handy dandy calculator. Let me show you. Come over here, please. So 0.023 times 24 hours times 30 days, which is a month. is $16 a month, guys. $16 a month. Now, this is just for a gigabyte. Yeah, you might be wondering, a gigabyte, $16 for a gigabyte? Yeah, you're right. It's still quite a money, but like I said, if this is a project that's going to be making money and you don't really care, it's going to have a lot of users, that's decent, okay? $16 a month for 1 gig is that's really good. Considering MongoDB offered us, let me actually go to that standard crap that they gave us. Where is it at? View pricing. Especially look, 5 gigabytes and $25 a month. Now remember, this is shared, and RAM is shared, and CPUs are shared, meaning that other people are using these RAMs and CPUs. This is not just you. So yeah, considering all that stuff, this seems like a fairly good option for me anyways. If you have other options, let me know that, guys, down in the comments below. Let me know your other options of what we could do. But for this reason alone, we're going to be using Amazon S3 because it's just cheaper. Just cheaper, man. It really is. 0.23 cents per gigabyte. Oh, my bad. It's 0.23 cents per. I did this. Oh, this calculator is. I'm stupid. I did this per hour, which is not. It's not per hour. It's actually 0.23 cents per gig. Per gig. So it's actually 0.023. Let's times that. Let me. How many gigs do you think we're gonna need? Okay, if you're a startup, how many gigs do you think we're gonna need? Let's actually do the 50 terabytes that's right here. So 50 terabytes converted to gigabytes, what is that? 50,000. So we're going to times that by 50,000 gigabytes, which is what? Holy shit. That's holy. Okay. I mean, that's kind of excessive. That's kind of excessive, but man, I'm trying to what they call convince you guys that AWS 3 is good, but looking at this number, but you gotta think about it, guys. This is 50 terabytes of memory, you know. Oh man, let's drop it down a little bit. 0.23 times. Let's do 500. 500. You know, $11. $11. That's not that bad. But if you put it in this term, that's not that bad. That is not that bad. Compared to MongoDB, what is it? Again, 5 gigs, $25 a month. And this is, if we use 500 gigabytes, it'll cost us $11. It's not that bad, huh? Oh, God, that 50,000 was horrible. But anyways, it's still cheaper, though, if you put it in long-term perspective. Anyways, this is the reason... This is the reason why we're using AWS S3 buckets. They're cheaper. They're very, very cheap. All right. So you might be wondering, okay, so how does this all come into play? Like, how is this going to look in high overview, I guess, without coding? So let me get rid of this. I'm going to minimize that. All right. So again, let's go to the drawing board. We have the client. It goes to our server. And then we have two things now right here, right off to the side. We have our DB and our S3. Okay, now for reference, we're going to say X equals is going to contain the message is going to contain the image, and it's going to contain the creator like it always has, right? Now it might contain other things, I forget, but for sure, the message, the image, and creator. Now, when a user clicks on that form and then has to upload a file, we already know how that works. I explained it in the other videos, in that video that I showed you, and from that playlist. Anyways, when you upload an image, it's uploaded and it goes to the server side, right? Which is still an image, which we don't want, right? We don't want that image saved into our DB. So X, they upload that form, get rid of that. They upload that form and it goes to our server. Our server now has X. Okay, what we need to do is change this image right here into a URL, which is a string, which is just text, which is what we want. So what we need to do is actually send that image to S3. So we're going to send that image to S3. S3 in return is going to give us a URL that will contain this image. Okay, now instead of X being that, X is now equal. It's not going to equal this, but it's going to equal it's still going to have the message. Now, instead of the image, it's going to have the URL, and it's also going to have a creator, which we all know all of this is still a string type, string or just text, right? Now X contains this, so once the server has the new X, is going to save all that stuff to our DB, which is going to be what in our tweet model. Which in our tweet model, we're going, instead of having, let me see, where's our tweet model? Yeah, in our tweet model, we're going to have another field in here, and it's going to say image, and the type is going to be a string, like that, right? So we're going to have image, type string, and required. Not, well, it doesn't have to be required, so we're going to leave off required. But yeah, guys, that is basically how we're going to be incorporating the S3 bucket to our application, which is very, very good, I think, in my opinion. And if you have, like I said, if you have a better way of doing this, let me know down below in the comments of your solution to this. But this is my solution, and I think it's very good, especially when you're dealing with a lot of images. Yeah, S3 is the way to go. Or any other problem like Azure or Google, like I said, they're pretty cheap. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. The only reason I did this video, guys, was to show you why we're doing this. Like I said in the beginning, I think, is that not that many people talk about why it's expensive, or like why did we choose a solution over others. And this time I actually wanted to show you why we chose this solution over the others, and why like the cost in it, because we always say this is going to be very, very expensive, but we never go into details on like why it's expensive, stuff like that. But anyways, thank you guys for watching my videos. Thank you for supporting me. That's how you support me, and hitting that like button and commenting down below and all that stuff. But thank you guys, honestly, I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video where we actually start implementing this solution. So you do need to have an AWS account. So I will, I have videos on that. I will have that link down below, and also I will have a link to that simple website, or the video inside the simple website series where it's just images. I will have those two links, the AWS and that image uploader video, down in the description below, so that way you could take a look at that if you want to. But anyways, aside from that, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video where we implement this. So stay tuned, guys, for that, because it's going to get a lot more fun. And thank you. I will see you in the next video. I said that I don't know how many times. Bye.